welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
I'm going to make sure I hit record. Oh, I'm glad I got up here because as soon as I got up here, it was like Apple Watch update. Okay.
So now it's recording?
It was recording before, but it like paused.
It paused,
like,
yeah.
Do you want to update?
Okay.
No. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
July has come and gone, and we are squarely in August. This time of year reminds me of,
Salt air. We live in a landlocked state, but okay. Do you want like a trip to a lake? I mean, we can plan that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, getting into the episode, we're going to talk about situationships. When
wanting was enough,
For me, it was enough. What are you saying?
I'm sorry for dragging you along. It's a Taylor Swift bit, but it's my turn to write the intro, and it's August, so...
Okay.
I'm out here living for the hope of it all.
And I'm living on for the hope that we can end this and get into the episode. So, story 1.
Go! Story 1. My 19 female, situationship, 23 male, ended in a way I did not expect, and now I feel weird about it. So I was seeing this guy for a couple months, very casual, no labels. We'd hang out, text all the time, sometimes sleep over at each other's places, but we never had the what are we talk. I honestly wasn't even sure if I wanted to, but I liked him enough to see where it was going. Last week we were chilling at his place watching a movie, and out of nowhere he just pauses the TV and goes,
"So I feel like this is my villain origin story."
I laughed because I thought he was joking, but no, dead serious. He starts talking about how he's never been dumped before, how every girl he's been with has always wanted more, and how he's been too nice his whole life. Then he looks me in the eye and goes, "But you're just not obsessed with me."
Huh?
Like, yeah, I didn't think that was a requirement. Anyway, he goes into this whole monologue about how he thought by now I'd be begging for a relationship and how he was quote-unquote testing me by pulling back a little to see if I'd chase him. Then he straight up tells me he's done because he needed a girl who's crazy about him. I just don't seem like I am. I don't even know how to process this. It's been a week, and I keep thinking about how I gotten broken up with for not being obsessed. Like I wasn't even trying to play it cool. I just liked the guy normally. I thought we were having a good time. Anyway, I didn't argue. I just said, "Okay, that's fair," and left. But now I keep wondering, was I supposed to act more into him, or was this the most insane way to end things?
Every guy wants a cool girl until they get a cool girl.
Yeah, and they're like, "Why are you not obsessed with me?"
Yeah, why are you? And then they get a girl that is obsessed with them, and they're like, "Hey, back off. Like you're too much."
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
The duality of man-child.
Man-child, they don't know what they want.
That's crazy. Villain origin story?
Literally, what? Like, a girl that likes you normally and continues to hang out with you, that's your villain origin story?
Yeah, he's gonna Lex Luthor their ass, like, shave
I'd
his
like to
head.
see you have our dating history, mister. That's a villain origin story. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't sit there and be like, this girl isn't crazy enough about me. That's it. I'm gonna go kill thousands of people.
No, this is giving, like, my girlfriend from 6 years ago told me she didn't like my shoes, and now I hate every girl that wears shoes.
Yeah, like, he's gonna open up a fucking lair underground with with a chair that swivels around, and he's gonna be like, you're not crazy enough for me. Death
like, or shoot the rocket.
I forgot about this. I had a boyfriend tell me that I was the reason, basically, for his villain origin story. My high school boyfriend, when we were all 18, his friends had already smoked weed. He and I hadn't done that yet. And I was like, you know what? We're at a nice little cabin. We're around friends. Seems like the time. And I've been wanting to do this anyway. And he apparently did it because I did. We break up for various reasons. He cheated on me. And
Yep.
we went to the same college and we were at a party. And so we stuck next together and I was like, how's it going? And he's like, I'm literally the worst I've ever been since my mom died. And he looks at me and basically goes, and it's your fault.
Oh, brother.
He's like,
Men
I
who
wouldn't
don't know
have
how to
gotten
cope."
into drugs if you hadn't pressured me to smoke weed when we were 18. Literally everyone at the house was like, yeah, we know you don't like to do this. So if you want to, it's here. If you don't worry about it.
Okay, 18 is old enough to go out to war. I think you are old enough to decide if you want to smoke weed or not.
Literally. I was like, what in the DARE program is happening right now?
Yeah, that's crazy. Also, he needs to go to therapy because you need to cope with that. Like, my mom died. It's your fault. Like, that's
Insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that I was a villain origin story for any of my exes, but I fear that they were all villains prior to meeting me. So,
not your fault if they're already a villain.
not my fault. They just got worse.
What are you, Captain Marvel over here? You're not here trying to say. Don't
I don't
save
have
him.
all the,
He don't
all
need
the
to be saved.
stones, you know?
Yeah,
Is that
no.
how it is? I don't know. I don't watch Marvel. Me trying to make a Marvel reference also has never seen a Marvel movie.
It's not your fault. You don't need to save them.
No,
They should go to therapy and save themselves.
I agree. If you're a real man, real men go to therapy.
Real men go to therapy.
Listen up, you guys.
And not just couple therapy that their other girlfriend is paying for.
Yeah, your own self-therapy. Why is it so common? I shouldn't even ask why, because I know that it's the fucking patriarchy. But it's insane to me that when you think about therapy, you think about a woman going to therapy.
Yeah.
There are very, very few men that I know who go to therapy, and there are a plethora. I think almost every woman in my life goes to therapy, and it's why is it? I mean, it's also, I feel like men are at the same time. Sorry, guys. Men are also kind of like set up to fail in that area because they're expected to be like these big, strong men and not feel any emotion. Boys don't cry kind of thing. So to go to therapy is admitting that you have a weakness.
Right.
And admitting that you need emotional help, which is like, that in itself is manly.
Yeah.
To me. I'm
Absolutely.
like, if you can take ownership of your feelings and know that they're too much to handle by yourself and take them to a professional, you take your car to a shop.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you take care of things and do maintenance on things that you care about. So why are you not doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you not
Why are you
doing that?
Being solution oriented, that's a very good trait to have in all aspects, including your own mind.
Yeah. If you're a man listening to this, just know that we love you and we support you. And you should probably, not because there's anything wrong with you, but just like you take your car in for an oil change, you should take your brain in.
Do some maintenance.
Just for a little checkup.
Do a little meditation.
Take care of yourself. Your mental health is just as important as a woman's mental health. And men have the same sort of like, not qualms, but same issues as a woman has. Like, men struggle with body dysmorphia and men struggle with like feeling insecure in relationships and friendships and in their body. And
I feel like theirs is more like shrugged off too. It's like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's all like, my dad one time, and this is a little off tangent, but I mean, it kind of goes with what we're talking about currently. But my dad, a couple years ago, I told him that, because he was being kind of like emotional to me, and I was like, this is kind of like making me uncomfortable, because it's not anything that my parents really like were open about when I was younger. There wasn't a lot of like emotion, and especially with my dad, because my dad is very much like a macho man don't cry. And we were sitting at the bar and we were talking about somebody crying or something. And I told him that I get really uncomfortable when people cry. Like, it doesn't matter how close I am to them. If you cry around me, I'm going to try to help you, but I get uncomfortable because I don't know what to do.
Right.
And it was one of the only times that I've ever heard my dad take accountability for anything. And he was like, that's probably my fault. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said, when you were younger, and up until like you were a teenager, I always told you that if you're going to cry, I'm going to give you something to cry about. So you didn't cry.
Yeah.
And so it makes me uncomfortable when people cry. And I was like, that's really woke of you to say.
That's actually very insightful.
Yeah.
Especially
for
considering
somebody
the
who
source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
who's
who
very macho.
Yeah. So just
I'm interested
you
to
have
see,
it in it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how some of the younger generations of kids come up, because for those who don't know, I had a stint as a preschool teacher. Surprise. But emotional regulation was a big thing. That it was like not a Montessori school, but Montessori adjacent.
Yeah.
So it was like teaching like all kids like, okay, this is what you're feeling. Here's how to navigate it. And then like kind of keeping little documents on files on like their progress. Like there were some kids who, when they got upset, would like push and bite and fight and stuff. And it's like, okay, how do we work out of that? Or kids who like shut down completely and like go isolate themselves. It's like, okay, how do we get to the point where we can express what we're feeling and understand it?
Yeah. Big emotions for such a small like kid to go through.
So I know not every kid is doing that, and then we're also battling like the iPad kid epidemic. So I'm interested to see if that takes hold, what specifically guys are going to look like 20 years from now.
Yeah. One can hope. It's just it's a scary world. So you don't know. I mean, you like to think living in your own bubble that all of the parents in the world are just like have the same kind of thought processes as you. But you have to remember how many people chose a different way of life that hurts everyone around them. And those people are now raising little people. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to the story.
This comment, they said, you acted okay. He's looking for something else in a relationship. Personally, I think you dodged a bullet, but I can't explain, like, what does someone mean crazy about him? Sounds like step one for a toxic relationship. So, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people reiterated that. It's like, he sounds weird. You're better off.
Asking somebody to be crazy about you after only dating for a very short amount of time. I'm just going to put it out there, but if you're crazy about somebody, you're crazy about somebody.
Right.
Right? You're meant, like I've said before, there's somebody out there for you. There is somebody out there that is handcrafted to be your match. And if you're crazy about them and that's how you express your love, then it's going to be accepted and it's going to mold together.
Right.
This person, obviously, I mean, you're allowed to want somebody that's crazy about you. So I don't fault him for wanting to be like, hey, you're not crazy about me. I don't want to be with you.
Right.
What you can fault him for is playing mind games and being like, I pulled back so you would talk to me and you could show that you cared and you didn't. Also, putting it on a woman because she doesn't act a certain way to say, like, you're my, again, villain origin story.
It's like,
that's an insane thing to say. Like,
That's
she
so
did
dramatic.
nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say. But anyway.
Yeah.
I digress.
Anyway, damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Story 2
We
is
should
about
put that
someone
on
who actually is
t-shirts.
crazy. We should.
We have Black Cat,
Yeah.
and Damn That's Crazy.
Oh, what's the one?
We said there was another one that we
Was
were
it
like,
okay, sure? What's the
yeah,
one that's
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We also said,
We should be writing this down.
what was it? Bettina, Zach Baggins, and something else. There was like another one that we said. Because we're always like to bring up.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But yeah, Black Cat. Yeah, for sure. Damn, that's crazy. It'd be really cute to have like shirts that say like, damn that, like, and on a pocket, like they're like, damn, that's crazy. And on the back, it has our logo.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. Once we get there.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Hey
please
guys.
be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe.
Would you guys buy merch if we had merch out, all 170 of you?
It'd be cute. Probably.
I mean, we probably won't do it until we have a lot more people.
It was so many more people because it will actually cost us money.
Yeah, it would cost us real money right now. All that we've spent is money on mics. And all of our valuable time.
We've spent a lifetime's worth on insight and intellect that we bring to you in the form of this podcast.
I was like, yeah, we spend like 40 hours a week. It's a full-time job, man.
job.
On top of our already full-time job.
I got a full-time job, man. Quit everything and just do this.
We make zero money.
I've got 2 cats. How am I supposed to
How am I
provide?
supposed to feed them? I have
Yeah.
2 cats and a dog. How am I supposed to feed them?
No, my girls eat premium food. At this point, we really worked up to it. What? What happened?
Oh no, is it not recording?
It's fine, it'll be audio. You were recording.
No, when did it stop?
It stopped at...
Damn.
Alright.
Rough. Sorry guys, we said that we'd work it out and we didn't.
I'll just put like a sad music and this is the moment.
And our camera cut out again, but only for one story.
Only for our commentary of whatever the fuck we were talking about. Speaking of us getting paid for this, if enough of you show up and we can get paid, we won't have what just happened, which is my phone got full because I went to a Hozier concert and recorded a bunch of concert videos in HD, and I'm not going to delete those videos, so my phone storage got full. So
Yay.
if you want to see our face for the whole episode,
Help
make us
buy a
popular
camera.
so we can buy an official camera.
We would love a camera. It would be so good.
Yeah, you realize how many TikToks I just had to delete right now? I was gonna send this to my grandma.
Oh my god. Okay. Story 2.
I'm paranoid. I'm checking again.
Oh my god. What's the worst date, situationship, or relationship you've ever had? I was dating this girl for a few months, and it casually came up that she also dated an acquaintance of mine a few years ago. She asked that I not talk to him about it because it had been a painful breakup, etc. I didn't really know the guy that well, so sure, whatever. Anyway, another month goes by and her behavior gets a little strange, so I decide that I'm gonna ask this other guy what his experience was with her since they had dated for over 3 years and gotten pretty serious. We work together, so we're just shooting the shit and laughing. So I casually ask, hey, did you used to date this girl? And his face goes white as a sheet. He turns to me with wide eyes and says, how do you know her? And I say that we've been dating for a few months, and he said, dude, get out. It felt like something from a horror movie. Anyway, he tells me all this crazy stalking shit she did, like breaking into his house and destroying his things, punching and kicking him, following him around. He eventually had to get a restraining order. So with that, plus her odd behavior, I decided to start the process of gently extricating myself from the relationship. And the nightmare began. I met her to talk about it, but she refused to accept that we were breaking up. We just weren't, and that's all there was to it. This strategy didn't work for her. Eventually, I had to block her because she'd call or text me hundreds of times per day. Highlights. She showed up at my house and tried to break in, chased me to a grocery store and hit me, wrote letters to my ex-wife and tried to sabotage our co-parenting. I told her about the situation when we first met, so there were no surprises there. After a couple of months, I started dating again. She somehow tracked down my new girlfriend's house and left letters on her windshield. I started the process of filing a restraining order, and that's what finally got her to stop. This ended up longer than I expected, but anyway, that was definitely my worst. I thought crazy exes were something that happened in the movies or at least to other people, but be careful because they're out there. Yep.
That's what the first guy wants.
Yeah, so true. He's like, be crazy about me, break into my house, leave letters on my board.
He's like, actually, my last girlfriend followed me to the grocery store and punched me, and you haven't done any of that.
Yeah, my last girlfriend would leave me presents of dead squirrels and dead birds on my porch with little love notes and roses on them, and you're not doing that.
You can't even text me back.
That's crazy. This is actually the girl from the story of the guy with the cat.
Wait, what?
Oh, what were you thinking?
I was thinking of that girl, I don't remember if it was last episode or 2 ago, where this girl's like, yeah, I have a crazy backstory. I dated 2 people who knew each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, but what if it's actually like, 2 people that knew each other, but then also...
She's also a stalker. Yeah, an insane person. No, I was thinking about the story that we read about the guy that like had cats and his girlfriend was like, get rid of your cats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she like broke into his house and stuff. That's this girl.
That is this girl.
And that's the original guy that she dated. And now she's dating a different guy. And she's like, do you have any cats?
It's like, just curious.
Yeah, I just need to know. Do you have any? Oh, you have a kid? Does he like meow or anything? Is he also really annoying? Does he take away attention from you? That's going to be a problem.
Sorry, dog.
That's gonna be
unfortunately, you are going to lose this custody battle.
Because I want custody of you.
Because you have custody of my heart.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, that's so crazy.
No, I would, there were a couple times in my life that, I mean, I was way younger, so I probably, like, couldn't have taken a restraining order on them because I was a child, but there were a couple relationships when I was a teenager that definitely bordered that line.
Yeah.
I had one boyfriend when I was in high school who I lived with my dad and I dated him for just a little bit and he cheated on me.
Yeah.
Very early on in our relationship. And I moved in with my mom and I tried to break up with him over text because we lived like an hour and a half away from each other, which is so far when you're a teenager.
Too far. It's too far for me now, I'm being honest with you.
But I texted him and tried to break up with him, and he sent me my address, like where I was living with my mom, which I had never told him ever. Sent me my mom's name, sent me my stepdad's name, sent me my sister's name, and it was like, I'm gonna come. You'll have to like bleep that out, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he literally was like, I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna like crazy shit. And I didn't know what to do, so all I did was block him and hope and prayed for the best. Nothing happened, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like,
that is insane.
I remember getting that text and I was at the park with my friends and we were hanging out and I like got it and I just kind of like put my phone down.
Yeah.
And there was another time that I told you, I told you about, but I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast, but I went to a movie with my mom with a guy I was dating, and I had my phone off for 2 hours, and he literally blew my phone up, and then sent me a picture of himself, and then a picture of him in the hospital and saying, he was like, you did this. I'm like, I'm 15. What do you mean I did this?
Okay.
I went to see a movie with
That
my
is
mom.
insane.
We're literally watching, like, I don't know what came out that year, but
Yeah.
yeah. We're literally at Breaking Dawn Part 1. Like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Villain
That is
origin story,
insane. Yeah.
they were already villains.
They were already villains.
Already villains.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They were trying to be your villain origin story for sure.
Yeah.
They were already villains.
Yeah. Thankfully, my last ex has been, like, I blocked him and I stopped talking to him and he just, like, hasn't tried. So
Good. Yeah.
that's really nice. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of just not talking to people.
Yeah. Just let me live.
Yeah.
all
Don't
I want.
engage with the crazy.
Yeah. I have been a crazy ex before, though.
I will say I've crashed out.
Yeah. I
Would
have
I
not gone to the
say
extent that I
no,
just
I'm not
listed.
myself.
No.
And I've never ever myself over a man. So that's a win for me.
I've never threatened a guy before.
Yeah.
Like,
Nope,
I've
I
never
have
been
not
like,
done
oh,
that.
you broke up with me? I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Like, never done that. I
Mm-hmm.
have called and texted a bunch of times.
Yeah. But in my defense, I was probably drinking with my friends, and I don't remember doing it. So
I remember doing it. But that's about as crazy as it's gone. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like you're like calling and leaving voicemails. You're a teenager, you know? You're crashing out. This is your first like love, you know? And
Yep.
you're like, please, whatever I can do. And you're calling, you're leaving voice messages. You're not breaking into their house.
right.
You're not leaving letters on their new girlfriend's car.
You're not
like-
trying to ruin their custody over their child.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have children because we were in high school, but
But you know,
yeah. But
insane.
yeah, just
Yeah.
weird behavior. And glad that OP was able to get out of that so quickly, and glad that they were acquaintances. I wonder why it took him so long to realize that they were, maybe she didn't tell him for a long time.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
to be in okay, I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's not that bad. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't think it's that bad. I don't know. So, her crashing out, we don't know the severity of the stalking with the ex.
True.
They were together for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Mm-hmm. So, crashing out and freaking out, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that it's like 100% okay. It happens.
It does happen.
Her crashing out this much over a few month relationship,
That's different.
that
That is different.
that's way different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years, I could see how that happens.
Yeah.
3 months,
He must have been really good at head, or
10 out of 10.
he's got a really good or really nice
Yeah.
leap.
He's got.
He must
Yeah.
really know how to f her really good right
Like,
there on the edge of the
literally
bed.
fucking her son. Yeah.
I see God when I come. Our bodies are molded to be together. Your dick, she should have just gotten a mold of his dick and
Yeah.
called it a day.
She'd be like, you can leave. That's
yeah,
fine.
that's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Yeah.
To our commenters. If you're breaking up with a girl and she's like, yeah, that's fine, but first put it in this mold.
There was a story that I remember listening to on a podcast. I think it was on Two Hot Takes, but the OP, the guy, was posting because he was like, I think I want to break up with my girlfriend because she has I think it was multiple sex toys of her ex's. And
I mean, if I had it, I wouldn't tell him.
yeah, and he was like, how often do you use them? And she's like, well, you know?
Yeah.
Would you break up with your partner if they have a mold of their ex's intimates?
If I knew, yes.
You wouldn't if you didn't know?
If I didn't know, because I could, if it were me and I had a mold of an ex's intimates and it was a very good intimate and I didn't get rid of it, I'm sorry if this makes me a shitty person. I wouldn't tell my new boyfriend, oh yeah, this is my ex-boyfriend schlong.
Yeah, but
I feel like you would have to get rid of it or never tell them.
yeah,
If you wanted to keep it, you couldn't keep it and tell them.
that's where it becomes like a little weird of a red line because you're like lying by omission.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you thinking of that ex when you're using it?
I mean, I'm sure I would.
How could you not?
How
It's
could you
theirs.
not? Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if
You'd have to get rid of it.
You'd have to get rid of it.
You wouldn't want to, but you gotta.
Yeah. So I can understand if I was like breaking up with somebody and I got a cast at the last second, like, hey, we can be done, whatever. You have a really good. Can I have it?
Give it to me.
Can you just mold it for me?
Yeah.
That would be fine in the interim.
Right.
You know.
I feel like that's fine up until you get into a like serious relationship.
Exactly.
If it's like casual, whatever.
Yeah, couple months, you can keep it around. But,
Yeah. But,
the
like-
second you're saying I love you,
Yeah.
gone.
If he's coming home for the holidays, you gotta get rid of your ex-boyfriend.
If he has a drawer at your place, you probably shouldn't have your ex-boyfriend's in the other drawer.
Could you imagine he has a drawer right above? Like, don't go into the other one.
Could you imagine if it was like, what's that movie? Sausage Party, and it like could talk. He's like, hey, bro,
Hey, man.
bro, open me up.
You gotta
I want
take
you to
care of
see
my-
how big I am. Yeah, come compete, bitch. How many times have you made her come? Yeah, I've made her come probably 20 times more.
I got just what she likes. I bet you every toy is probably in the drawer just being like, yeah, what?
Yeah.
Do your best.
Do your best. I know what she likes, man.
Yep. I'm going to be thinking about that the next time I have sex with somebody.
What, do they have like a clone of something else?
No, I'll just be thinking of like the rattling in my drawer being like, you're not even doing it right.
Turns on, it's like, it's trying to communicate. She's like,
out.
what's that? And you're like, don't worry about it. It's my phone.
But go to the left.
Yeah. No, up. I said up. Never mind.
You
Let me
can
just
see it. What do you mean you can't find it? Story 3. What's the craziest relationship / situationship you've ever been in? A few months ago, I used to have this major crush on this girl, Jane.
It's always a Jane.
It's always a Jane. They're never plain. She's extremely gorgeous. But she was always surrounded by her friends, so I never got the chance to approach her. Not that I would have if I had the chance. I'm extremely shy. One of my friends told me she heard from Jane's friends that she's interested in me. Of course, I was ecstatic and nervous, but I pulled myself together and made the first move. It took a while, but when we finally got together, it was amazing. I don't usually open myself to people, and I had begun to lower my guard with her, and she suddenly ghosted me. She stopped answering my texts, my calls, and even stopped coming home. I was worried. I was stressed. I felt humiliated. I literally cried in her arms the day before she dipped and said it was about my abandonment issues, no less. Eventually, I got over it, mostly. Here's where things get wild. I eventually met another girl, let's call her Tina, who had the same social circle as Jane. Things progressed and we started dating too. This is when she reveals that her ex, John, had been cheating on her with Jane. I did the math in my head and figured that Jane had been fucking John behind my back, and they'd gotten back together as a couple the day she ghosted me. Tina also told me that he was violent, especially when drunk, and began hitting Jane, yet she refused to leave him. Crazy thing is, John would stalk Tina and beg her to get back together, and I'd have to step in to protect her. I was so scared, but never sit back if I knew I had a chance of stopping it. This was all happening while he was still with Jane. Also, John and Tina would fight over me. Like, he'd tell her to stop taking away his friends, which seemed crazy because I never considered that fugly man my friend. I only say hi to him to avoid seeming snobbish. Plus, he wasn't even trying to be friendly. He would only flirt with me, and I'd laugh uncomfortably. So that made us besties, ? Then, out of nowhere, Tina ghosted me too. A couple days later, I see her hanging out with him. At this point, I was crashing out. I understand losing one girl, but two to the same man, and he's not even that attractive because the entire friend group always talks about how unappealing he is. I was honestly so offended. It's honestly hilarious now, but I would not love to relive that chapter of my life.
Okay, again,
out too if he's ugly.
John must be fucking swinging.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously there's something about this man that keeps the girls coming back, and I can only think of one thing.
There's
if it's not your
one
looks
thing
or
in particular.
personality.
Right. You suck as a person. You're ugly.
What else is
You
left?
got something's going on.
There's
down there.
a horse between your legs. Like,
Yeah.
he really knows how to move it, and that's the
Yeah.
only thing.
Well, yeah, because you lost not one girlfriend, but two.
Yeah, to the same guy. Woof. I do think. Oh, this is gonna sound so mean.
Do
it. I think it's funny that, and sad that he was that he was like crying to her about his abandonment issues, and then she was like, ew. She probably got the ick so bad.
Yeah, I imagine his like head is in her lap. She's like petting it. She's like, shit. This is actually exactly what I was about to do.
She's like, you know what? Now is as good a time as ever, because if I keep doing this, he's gonna keep crying.
Please just stop crying. Us being like, men should be allowed to express their emotions.
And I mean that with total sincerity. However, if you're in a relationship with somebody, it has nothing to do if you're a man or a woman.
No, because women can give you dick too.
Exactly. If I was in a relationship with a woman and I already was like not in it, you know, I'm already 1 foot out the door, and they lay on me and start crying and being like, I'm afraid that you're going to abandon me, I'd be like, oh.
You should be.
No, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah, you should be actually terrified.
Yeah, you should be shaking your boots. Actually,
Yeah.
stand up and knock his head off my lap.
Your intuition is spot on.
Yeah,
actually,
you
so
should actually trust your gut a little bit more.
A win for you, actually. Not everyone has such great intuition. By the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never seeing you again.
Kind of sucks. You should probably start dating outside of your friend group.
That seems like a good next step.
Yeah. I remember when everybody used to date with it. Me says that also date somebody within our friend group. But when I was younger, like in my late teens and early 20s, I was in like a medium-sized friend group, but every single person besides me all dated each other in that group. Every single person, including my ex, they all like bounced from person to person. They're like, oh, I tried you. Okay, what about you? What about you? What about, it was like, it was weird. It was a weird dynamic. Like, looking back on it now, it just doesn't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I understand that when you have close circles, it's the same way as people who start relationships at work, same thing. Yeah. At work, and because they're constantly exposed to this person, they're building a relationship. Right. You're around this person all the time. So being in a friend group where you all hang out all the time, you're around this person, you're forming a bond with them. So you're like, okay, it didn't work out with this person, but maybe it could work out with this person.
Yeah, and I see how it happens. It's like, you're all friends for a reason, right?
You all have
like similar
personalities,
things, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that if you're looking to date someone with a commonality. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, damn, that's crazy. That sounds like what our first guy would have wanted.
Again, another girl crazy about him.
Yeah, just like crank that up. See, I have been accused in relationships about not being like nuts enough, because they like do those like little tests to see if it makes you jealous. Like, oh yeah, this person like was totally hitting on me. I'm like, okay. Like, do you want me to tell you about every time I get hit on throughout the day? Because I feel like that's just going to make you insecure. So I'm not going to do that to you. But, like, okay.
I love telling Quentin that people. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen, like, that often. But when somebody hits on me, I'm like, I got hit on today. And he's like, damn, babe, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Lee would be like, oh, yeah, like, this person, like, hit on me today. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's like, damn, I know I pulled that. Hell fucking yeah, I did. That's right. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to be with a person that gets hit on because, like, I mean,
See, I like
That's
I feel
so
like
superficial.
The intent behind the story changes everything. Like if you're telling me that because you want to see if I'm going to get jealous,
yeah.
I am the jealous type, but I keep it inside because I'm also. This doesn't sound good. I know it doesn't sound good, but I can't think of another way to say it. I've taken a psychology class, so like.
I know how to manipulate.
Yeah, I would rather see like, how are you going to handle this situation if someone approaches you, as opposed to like me popping off the handle.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Let
stop
them-
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, by like popping
Yeah.
off. So am I fuming and jealous? Yes. Am I gonna let you know that? No, because I need to see what you're gonna do instead.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give you that satisfaction.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, me like, why aren't you jealous?
Yeah. No, I like having a partner that is like so secure because
Yeah.
it makes me, I mean, I already feel secure, but it makes me feel like more wanted in a way. And I know that's kind of a backward sense because like usually when people are jealous and they're like, oh, he wants me so bad. But like for me, like when I'm like, oh yeah, I got hit on in this bar and Quentin's like, hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah, you
He's
did.
like, of
Because you're
course
hot
you
as
did.
fuck. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Thank
no, there's
you.
like security and confidence.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's like, I know that you love me and I know that you like wouldn't do anything. So, and I'm like, that's
Green
right.
flag. We love a
That's
secure
right.
man.
I wouldn't. So,
Yay.
yay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that I don't remember where we started with that conversation.
I don't know either, man. I got on the train. I don't know where it was going.
I don't know where it got off either because I've had 1.5 beers on a semi-empty stomach.
Let's do story 4 and wrap it up so I can eat dinner.
Story 4. Am I the asshole for dating a friend's ex-situationship if I thought she never liked him anyway? My friend Jay and I have been friends for 3 years now. In the span of those 3 years, I've had experience with relationships before, and she hasn't. In the second year of us being friends, I found out that one of our acquaintances, S, was interested in Jay. I'm not a jealous person, but I strictly told S to not get with Jay. S also has a history with relationships / neg. Is that negging?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay. S also has a history with relationship / negging, and I didn't want Jay's first relationship to be with somebody that had a bad track record. He agreed, and it stayed that way for almost a year. He confessed to her out of nowhere, but since Jay and S have been friends since middle school, she didn't want to be mean and reject him. Jay agreed to talking to him, acknowledging his feelings for her, and S agreed to courting her, albeit not in a traditional manner. Who says courting?
I say courting. I use that specifically for situationships.
Anyway, they were both uncomfortable in their relationship. S felt what he was giving in the situationship wasn't being reciprocated, and Jay didn't know how to talk to S without being awkward. They didn't know what to say to each other most of the time. I come into the equation and notice both of my friends are upset with each other. So, I try to find a way that all 3 of us are friends again and to diffuse the tension between them two. In the end, S broke it off with Jay, saying it wasn't what he expected and he feels better off as friends. Jay agreed hesitantly. After that, me and S went out because Jay wasn't free and he was my second choice. Now that I think back on it, it could be classified as a date, and we kept going out until we properly labeled it as dating, as in going out with each other and talking. We both showed interest in each other despite him just being out of a fresh 3-week relationship, and he started dating me. I was okay with it because, in my perspective, Jay never actually liked him and was trying to be nice, and S only ever liked Jay because she gave him attention out of politeness. She found out we were dating. We weren't planning on telling anyone blatantly, and she got mad. It was a whole thing and lasted for about a month. I still don't know if she was mad I got with her ex-boyfriend, even though they weren't dating, or because me and him actually worked out. Me and Jay agreed to stay friends on the condition that I never mention S to her. It stayed that way until just yesterday. We were working on a project together. A classmate of ours asked if I gave S his gift. It was his birthday, this July 30th. Hey. And I said no. S ended up becoming the topic of conversation, but me and Jay weren't explicitly talking to each other. Of course, we both ended up being uncomfortable. Additionally, I changed my shirt into his jersey, which had the name on the back. Jay has been ignoring me since yesterday up until today. I know I can't overreact, but I don't know what she's planning to do with our friendship. I'm fully okay with her wanting to not be friends anymore because it's not working out if either of us are hurting because of the background of my relationship with S. I don't have any intention of breaking up with S in order to appeal to Jay, nor do I plan on breaking it off with Jay so me and S are more comfortable in our relationship. It's purely up to her what she wants to do, but she's ignoring me and treating me as if I'm not there. I try to talk to her in class, and talking to a wall would be easier. I was trying to help, and it worked out for me and S, but I don't know why it wasn't for Jay. I can't actually assume if she didn't like him because she ranted on her dump account that S liking her was the first time she felt seen, but I also took into consideration that the first pancake is always the weirdest, and that Jay might have been testing the waters with S, thereby using him. Okay. I think that was like a weird way to put it. I'm like, okay, if it's your close friend and they date somebody, you should at least, like, I mean, you guys are close. You should be able to talk about it.
At the very least,
At the very least, yeah. Just go up and be like, hey, did you like S?
Yeah.
Do you actually like him? Did you have feelings for him? Like, when he broke up with you, was it like on a bad note? Because she said she agreed to breaking up like reluctantly.
Right. It sounds like she didn't want to.
Yeah. Would that not be a sign to you that she like didn't want to break up because she liked him? Like,
right.
I would think that, you know? Mm-hmm. So it could have been a simple conversation. It's like, hey, did you actually like S? Were there feelings there? It was a 3-week relationship. So, like, you can't fault somebody for just being like, okay, I'm gonna try this out, you know?
Right. Absolutely.
But if you're close to that person, you wanna check with them, you know?
Because I think, like, this is me assuming, but if I were Jay, as a Jay, I would be more hurt by not being told and having to find out.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, this guy I dated for 3 weeks. He seems interested in you. You seem interested in him. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's not the root of the issue here. It's the fact that OP didn't talk to Jay about it. And then saying, I'm sure there's a lot more to the story because they're saying like, oh, this person came up and asked me about his birthday. And then like, you continued to talk about it, and then you changed into his jersey with his name on the back. I feel like that's like a little weird. If you're trying to avoid bringing him up, there are ways to tactfully merge around the conversation. Like, no, I didn't give him his birthday gift. Go back to Jay. Yeah. Go back to talking to Jay. That conversation is over if it's going to involve S.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah. And there's no reason to change into the jersey either if you're trying to leave that out of the situation. Like, your friend is obviously upset. Mm-hmm. So, and they have every right to be upset. And you should, if they're willing to, like, work on a relationship with you, you should also be willing to oblige to their asks.
Right. Meet them halfway a little bit.
Yeah. So, I definitely think this person is, like, the asshole in this situation. Mm-hmm. Like, not the asshole for getting with this person, but the asshole for the way that they went about it.
Yeah. This comment is like basically what we said. Do you ask if she minded while Jay didn't own him? It's the nice thing to do for someone you're friends with, especially since the turnaround was pretty quick. After a certain point, it just looks like you assumed a lot of things and didn't communicate with her at all and didn't tell her you were dating. That means you subconsciously knew she wouldn't be happy. OP does respond. That says, I was open with them both about my insight on their relationship and that it wasn't really doing them any good. But no, I didn't ask if she minded that I get with him. I apologized to her months back, like I said, and I mentioned that I assumed a lot, but I wasn't in the right to do so. Right now, I'm assuming too about how she really feels because I can't bring myself to ask her about it. And then it kind of goes on, which, like, that's also interesting too. It's like you gave, like, your input of, like, yeah, you guys should, like, probably definitely break up. And then, like, 3 weeks later you get with him.
Yeah, that's weird. That's, like, that is definitely, I would feel a super type of way. Like, you're telling me to break up with my boyfriend, and then you get with my boyfriend right after.
Right.
That feels weird. And that goes back to being like, oh, I hung out with him because he's, like, the only person that was available. Do you not find that kind of weird, like, to hang out with your friends? Like, I get you guys were friends before, but you weren't close.
Right. Have you considered not going or going alone?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have to be there.
No. And you're like, oh, it could have been considered a date. So it was a date.
Yeah.
Like, you guys went out to dinner and did something together. So if it's considered a date, yeah, you immediately went on a date with your friend's ex.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how long they were together. That feels shady.
Right.
That you, like, gave them advice about their relationship. You're like, yeah, you guys don't really seem compatible. You shouldn't really be together. But we, on the other hand, we are compatible.
It seems like you're really lurking, and, like, you clearly didn't tell her because you were uncomfortable with how she was going to react with it.
Yeah, you felt guilty. You knew that she was going to react poorly. Like, if you have nothing to hide, you, like...
Right.
You feel comfortable bringing it up.
Yeah, especially
like,
if that's a close friend. Like, hey, so-and-so is the only one who can come to this.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Yeah. And there's okay with, like, knowing that there's, like, a fear behind it. You know, like, there could be some uncomfortableness around it, because even if it's, like, a minute issue, you don't know how that person's going to react.
Right.
But the base thing is having that respect to come out and talk about it and be like, how do you feel about it? And letting them come to their own terms before just, like, forcing them into a situation, you know? Right. So.
Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't given the chance to say, hey, I'm not okay with this. She just has to be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to be around OP.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sorry, end of friendships. You know, after those stories, I do think I'm going to extend my hiatus from dating.
In certain situations, I think that's not the worst idea, but you should not take a hiatus from us. You should like, comment, subscribe, share, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, all of the things. Reddit, I already said Reddit, but all at what was that _ the pod. Please make sure you like, comment, and share, because it boosts us up. So if you like us, help us boost, please.
Even if you don't like us, hit the like button.
Yeah, just
help us out.
Help us out. We're just a couple of girls.
Yeah, we're just trying, man. We're really just trying.
But you can also email us. You can also email us with your own story if you'd like to at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com. So all that. But actually, since summer is it's really hot out. So are we actually doing a lake day, or is that part of the bit?
I do think I actually would enjoy that. I could pick you up. I'll pull up and say, get in the car. Cancel my plans just in case you call.
Oh my god. Don't start with that again. Wait. What was that? The little baby.